Okay, today I'm making a quick video. I don't even know if that's possible for me, but I'm going to try to make it short. But I wanted to talk about something that I've seen in a lot of homeschool groups lately. There's a lot of confusion about this, so I just want to clarify a few things. I want to talk today about virtual schooling. So virtual schooling is through a public school. It is doing school at home, but you are doing the curriculum that is provided by the public school. So the public school gives you your login information, and you log in and you have certain assignments to complete, and you submit those, and you have timeframes and deadlines, and you have a certain amount of time that you have to be working on your school every day. And it can be done completely at home. It is through the public school, and it is free. So a lot of homeschoolers find it a really attractive option to be able to homeschool for free, to be able to do it online, and you as a parent don't have to do a lot of the teaching. It's fairly independent for the student. It's geared to be more independent. And so a lot of people find it really appealing. But today, I wanted to clarify something. Virtual school is not homeschooling. So if you look at the state laws, homeschooling is not something that is regulated by the public schools. It is not regulated by the Board of Education. It falls under a completely different set of rules. There are specific homeschool rules and laws, and that is what true homeschooling falls under. This virtual school is doing school at home, but it is still public school, and you still fall under all the guidelines and rules and laws that a public school student would need to abide by. So what is the difference? So homeschooling, without the public school interference, without virtual school, homeschooling is parent-directed, meaning you as the parent get to choose the curriculum. You as the parent are doing the teaching. You're choosing the resources, whether that means an outsourced class, whether it means a DVD program, a textbook, a workbook, any type of technology that you might use, any unit study that you put together. That is something that you choose. It is parent-directed. You get to choose the resources and put that together. It is also privately funded. Homeschooling is privately funded, meaning you are going to pay for it. Does it have to be expensive? No, it doesn't. It can get expensive depending on what resources you use, but it is not something that you get money from the government or the government pays for you. They don't buy you the books and send them to you. You purchase any resources that you use in your homeschool. So homeschooling, by definition, is parent-directed. You as the parent are in charge of all the decisions. You make all the decisions about curriculum and about what you use in your homeschool and what you teach. And it's also funded by you as the parent. So it is not paid for by the government, and it is not completely free. People are very frugal with their homeschooling. They are very creative, and some people put together their own resources and make it very inexpensive, but it is still funded by them. Whether they are using their time or their money to create and pay for those resources, it is done by you and not the public school. So I wanted to just make that distinction. And so what I have started doing is I call myself a home educator, because when I say I homeschool, people are confused because I have talked with others who homeschool and they are doing school at home. They are just doing their public school at home, which is not homeschooling. It does not fall under the same laws. It is not by definition the same thing. So I have chosen to start calling myself a home educator just to make that distinction, because as a home educator, I'm able to forge my own path, and that is why I chose to homeschool. Yes, it might be more expensive, more time-consuming. I'm not getting resources, help, funds from the government to do any of this, but I like it that way because that means that I have the freedom to choose what we do in our homeschool, and that is really important to me. That's one of the reasons why I chose to educate my children at home. So I wanted to make that distinction because I see that posted all over. Those virtual schools do a lot of advertising, and a lot of homeschoolers think, oh, a free option. Someone is going to put it together for me. They will send it to me. I can log in. I can do it. My kids can do it on their own. I don't pay for anything. It's completely done for me, which is true. But you give up a lot of freedoms once you do that because you have to do it their way, use their resources, and there's no flexibility. And so that does not align with why I choose to homeschool. So that is why I have chosen to kind of make a distinction between the terms. So I now say that I home educate just to make that distinction because a lot of people are getting confused. So I wanted to clarify that today because I know a lot of people in a lot of the different groups really struggle with understanding the differences. So hopefully that clears it up so that if you are a virtual schooler, you are doing public school at home, it is not the same as doing home education, doing your schooling by your parent who is choosing the resources. It is completely separate. So it's important to make that distinction, and I think it's getting really unclear for a lot of homeschooling families because of the way that the terms are. And so I just wanted to clarify that because I've had a lot of questions when I worked as a volunteer with our state organization. I ran into a lot of families who were really confused by the different options available. So hopefully that is helpful to you. You can find more homeschool tips and information below, and be sure to subscribe to find more videos.